Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to the What the Heck Do You Need to Know reading that we're doing for this week. Let's find out what is going on. I'm using the Madame Endora fortune cards. Sometimes their messages are a little straight up. Oh, look at that. You got the seductress right there in the center of your reading. I just did... that was the overall energy for Cancer, so maybe Scorpio, you and Cancer, or maybe it's just a water sign thing, got something going on. So let's just see what's going on here with your cards. One's jumping. I need to check and see if that's the one. Okay, it's not. All right, let's just keep going here and see what we have. So, I am going to encourage you to leave a comment on this reading because I am going to randomly select somebody every... Ooh, you get two overall energies. I'm going to randomly select somebody who leaves me a comment every month to do a personal reading with, but I need you to leave a comment because otherwise I have no way of letting you know, hey, guess what, you won, right? So that's the only way I can think of to do that. So leave me a comment. And if you didn't catch your September reading that came out last week, I will post it right here. And then next week, it's part 2 of the September reading because it's the second half of the month. And we used those cards and we went a little deeper for the rest of the month to check out what was going on with the moons and stuff. So overall energy is interesting. So you have the Hand of Fate. Forces beyond your control are playing a role in this, right? Forces beyond your control intervene. The Hand of Fate is that. But you have the Sphinx, which says to choose your words carefully. And so you have some control, which is important to Scorpio, I know. You do have some control over how the situation goes. And so it's both. It's working collaboratively with Spirit by carefully choosing your words. But some things are just going to happen the way they're going to happen. So, maybe with a relationship, because the key to the situation is seduction. Passion and romance await. So passion can also be for a creative project or something that you're working on. But passion and romance could be, there's nothing here that says new. So this could be you making some time for that special someone you already have in your life. Or it could be the opportunity for something new to come in. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is someone you already know. Because the chalice, which looks like a big old Ace of Cups sitting here in the heart space, says rejuvenation and fulfillment. So this could be you filling up your own cup, doing something that you're very passionate about, something that really fills you with joy and happiness and excitement. It could be you amping up the romance a little, and that's working for you. Or you, rejuvenation and fulfillment. Those feel like the two things. Okay, so you have the card of the shield. You are safe and protected in the heart space. So this is kind of draining your energy. So I feel like it's you that is protecting yourself in the heart space. And here's your opportunity to kind of open yourself up, be a little vulnerable, create an opportunity to bring in a little love and romance. Choose your words carefully. So the Hand of Fate is involved. There's somebody maybe in your life or an opportunity. So again, passion could be about a creative project. So I don't want to discourage you from considering it that way, right? So it could be also both things at the same time in your life. So here we have Earth and Fire, and Earth is about manifesting things into reality that we really want. This says utilize logic, reason, and common sense in your process of researching and gathering information. There is logic and reason and common sense needs to come into play. You transform the situation when you seek to create a union with mind and spirit. And so in your heart, there are 40,000 brain cells. And so it's a little brain, and this little brain affects how you emotionally feel about a situation. So the information it takes in and that then sends how you feel about it to this brain. And this brain doesn't have, This one has much stronger, you can actually measure it, electrical impulse that controls the arena around you, that puts out into the field your electrical charge, and your electrical charge is what draws and attracts. That's why we say you manifest from your heart space, because you literally are put like your own solar power putting stuff out there. Just like the sun puts out those magnetic waves that keep all the planets in alignment with the gravitational pull. You have the same thing going on in your body, and so you draw and attract to you opportunities. That's how manifestation really works. On a purely logical, common sense, measurable way. That's how that works. And so when it says to seek to seek to create a union between your mind and spirit, it means don't be so much up in the analytical head. Be in this analytical brain, the one that informs this one how you feel about something, because how you feel about it then creates the perception. And your perception is the filter through which you pull in the information and the knowledge and whatever goes on around you in order to analyze it and to determine what it is that you are going to do, and the choices that you make, and whether or not you feel safe and secure. And so there is an obstacle here of danger and conflict. So conflict and danger lie in wait. And so that's the obstacle. But I almost feel as though it's an obstacle because it may or may not actually exist. You are protecting yourself maybe from past hurts, and you think that danger and heartache and conflict lie in wait, and so it makes you shut down and protect yourself to make sure that crap don't happen again, right? You want to make sure that that's not how it's going to go in my life again, right? And so that barrier, that wall that you have got, that you've built in around to protect yourself, and most Scorpios are pretty good about doing that. That South Node that just went through your sign was helping you to take it apart brick by brick by brick by brick, a very slow, painful at times process, right? And it maybe would have been better if it all just came tumbling down at once, like a really good tower moment, and that may have also happened. But that constant having everything just fall away to expose yourself, to make you more vulnerable, to open you up to passion and romance, right? You have to, it's like your heart had to be cracked open in order for the seed of love and self-love first, always self-love first, and then other opportunities to come in. So the seed for a lotus, and a lotus is a water lily. That's the spiritual flower, right? That we see all the time. A lot of people buy those for their water features, and then they complain that they got bad seeds. They just didn't work. Well, the thing about that, it has such a hard shell. This is kind of what it makes me feel about Scorpio heart, is that at times it can get this layers and layers of shell around it, because when you were little, you were vulnerable, and something caused you to start calcifying to protect your heart. And kind of like the pearl that gets the sand and the irritants, and it creates the pearl. But anyway, so the lotus in the riverbed will roll and tumble with the current, and it'll nick itself on stones and stuff that are on the bottom, and that's what allows the roots to come out, which allows it to grow. And so if you ever decide to put in a water feature and you want to grow your own water lilies, you got to take a knife or a chisel or something, and you got to have to crack through and that really tough exterior to allow the seed to actually sprout. And so I feel like that's kind of what's been going on with your heart. Just like the phoenix that rises from the ashes, it is the heat from the dying phoenix when it bursts into flame that cracks open the hard shell of the egg of the newborn. And so there's that sacrifice of having to completely make themselves completely vulnerable, to disappear, and out of the ashes rises the new opportunity, the rebirth. And the phoenix is really a Scorpio totem in many ways, right? And so it's kind of that energy, and it's all going on in your heart space here. And so I almost feel like this danger and conflict that lay in wait, as a obstacle, it could be because it's actually there and you see it. Or it could be that you're so afraid of it that you protect yourself and maybe overprotect yourself. And I feel like the hand of fate is coming in to help you to have an opportunity to experience that really true, deep love, shared love of yourself. First, you got to love yourself. But then you can offer your cup out to someone else, and there's this rejuvenation. That would be you filling up your cup, and fulfillment, the ability to have enough that you can share with someone else. Because you have here unseen forces watch over you, spirit, and here you have forces beyond your control intervene. And so there's a lot of divine orchestration of events happening right now for you. And at times some things feel like they happen to us, but they're always happening for us. And so this breaking down of the energy in order to make you vulnerable enough to be able to have the ability to plant your roots, to have a rebirth opportunity, to grow and expand is happening for you in some aspect of your life. And so here the action to take is to accept this part, the stars. I love it. A long journey brings reward. And I feel like a lot of that has been where I feel like the rewards are starting to happen. Like if you will open yourself up, they will already be on their way. Well, I gotta say they're already on their way, but if you open yourself up, you can receive them sooner. And so open yourself up to these opportunities that are coming in. And so this union of the mind and the spirit is really allowing yourself to feel what it is you want to feel so that it can manifest into reality, and using that mind to manifest and create with. In the area of resources, you have your imagination clouds your judgment. And again, I feel like I think you think that there's danger around the corner that may or may not actually be there. And if you will trust that spirit has you. And so if you think that there is danger lurking around every corner, and you put up protective boundaries when you're dealing with people, and you say things, or you keep yourself remote, or clear some space because you don't want to let anybody in, that creates the opportunity for there to be actual realization of the fears. You're creating that kind of space. You're actually putting that energy out there, and so Spirit's like, oh, okay, so you think it's going to be bad. You've got all your walls and protections up, so I guess that's what you want. But is it really what you want? Here's your opportunity to change the stories, to create a new book for yourself, to turn the page, to write a new chapter, to say, you know what? These words, choose your words carefully. Words, we spell words. And so what is spelling? That's creating magic. And so the words we speak to ourselves in the mirror, to people out there, the words that we speak create the atmosphere in which we are residing. And so if you're like, well, I never have enough money, well, then you are creating the magic that means you never have enough money. But if you say, I always have plenty of money and there's plenty to spare, you will find that there is plenty of money to pay for everything you want and plenty to spare. Like, oh, there's extra money. Although I always find extra money a funny statement. Somebody asked me the other day, do you want to make some extra money? I thought, isn't money just money? Is there such a thing as extra money? I can always find a good use for it. So, so there you go. It's about the way you look at it. It is the way you view things. It is how you speak. And so speaking with really positive affirmations, we're going to actually pull a card that's going to have some affirmations, and I have a feeling that it's going to address that. I'm laughing because here we have this one right here, that says to use logic and common sense. And then we have air, which is definitely about thoughts. And then we have this watch your words. And what did you get? Of course, you got analyze. But I don't think it says what you think it's going to say. So I'm actually going to go into the book for that just to get a little bit more information out of it, because it's just got 2 sentences in here. It's got a really nice paragraph. So we have a little butterfly of transformation, and we have this orange creative energy, and then it goes into the blue of the throat chakra. There's green of the heart chakra there. And so it is really how you choose to view things from the heart. That is your truth. That helps you to manifest and create. Your time is well spent analyzing, but only up to where you become too attached to one particular outcome. So if you are really fearful of everything, you create and manifest the opportunities for fear. If you say, well, I'm going to start dating this person and then I'm going to marry them. If you are determined to marry that person, well, you probably will. I mean, there's the other person involved, but that doesn't mean it was like the really good choice for you, right? And so that is something to consider. All right, number 68. So 6 plus 8 is 14. That is temperance. That is temperance, but it's also, when you break it down further, it becomes a 5, which is about change and making choices. Well, changing. Okay. Your time is well spent analyzing, but only up to the point where you become too attached to any particular outcome. The analyze card is an indication that problems related to the matter in question are the result of either too much or not enough detailed analysis. Scorpio, I feel very confident when I say to you that in 95% of you, it's that you've done too much analyzing. I say that because statistically speaking, the majority of my viewers are over 25. Those that are under 25, I think you are the 5% that it might be that you didn't think it all the way through yet. Because once a Scorpio hits 25 and that frontal lobe closes and you're fully functioning in your analysis in the parietal lobe there, where you're thinking about things now, as soon as Scorpio hits that, they do that. You guys, my sister's a Scorpio rising. Oh my God, I never win anything. She, when I play a game with her, she is already like 17 and a half moves ahead, right? And so the thinking through of all the different scenarios, running through, if I do this, this will happen, they're going to do that. I mean, talk about your 5D chess, right? And the thing about that is that that can create analysis paralysis. And I think that is kind of what you need to guard against, is that you don't end up in analysis paralysis where you or anxiety. If you are someone who suffers frequently from anxiety, it is because you perhaps because, not necessarily, I'm not here to judge or to diagnose, thank you, but it could be from overanalysis, right? So you see too much sometimes, it kind of is hard. So the analysis card is an indication the problems related to the matter in question are the result of either too much or not enough detailed analysis, so the situation can be better understood. To analyze is to break something down into smaller pieces so you can better appreciate how it works as a whole. In a way, that's the way our digestive tract takes in foods, breaks it down into usable nutrients and waste. Analysis, organization, methodology are important steps in the creative practices. You may want to try making lists. It is important to look at your work's component parts and the various stages of your process with an eye to improving them. It is more important, however, to remember that overanalysis can easily devolve into a fixation or an obsession or a type of self-criticism that does no one any good at all. That self-criticism is why I think this is here. I think far too often we are way too hard on ourselves, when really the thing about decision making is you get to make a decision and you get to try to make that decision the right decision, and then say, oh, okay, well, that's not really working, I'm going to try something else. And that's really hard when you're a fixed sign, to be able to pull the plug on something because you did so much analysis going in, you're pretty certain that's the right path. And so why isn't it working? Well, it must be me. I must be doing something wrong. But wait, the hand of fate could be intervening and going, wait, not that way. Let's go this way. And so if you will open up to the shifting and the changing of circumstances as you learn more and you grow more and you get more information and you let spirit bring you along, then you will see that things are easier in flow. Things seem to work better, right? That magnetism energy starts really kicking in. And so you have here the Nurturing Universe card. It's 32. So again, it's that 5, that energy of shifting and changing. This card encompasses all aspects of divinely nurtured and supported, and a being that divinely nurtured and supported. And it calls to allow the full flow of loving energy within you. The full flow of loving energy within you. You love yourself, and in turn, you have enough love then to give to others. This spiraling healing energy is available to you at all times. It surrounds you and embraces you, and you're never alone on your journey. You are always supported and cared for. The nurturing feminine, that would be receptive energy, calls you to her arms. Rest with her for a while. Let her soothe your heart, heal your wounds, and guide you gently and lovingly out onto your path. I want to say back onto your path. I think we are always on our paths, but sometimes our paths are filled with detours and opportunities for growth and learning. That's how I choose to look at this. Okay, so oh, I knew there were two. So here, you are guided and you are safely guided and protected, and fate is at play. And so I really think these words, the words you speak to yourself, about yourself, create the magic that you are growing in. And then we have this really fun looking card here, which looks like a lot of heart healing and connecting in with your higher self. That really will enable you to grow. And it's an 8, and 8 is about self-mastery. And this is, oh wow, the Shenrizi. God, I'm sure I'm butchering that. Chenrizi manifestation. This card works to create a positive outcome in all situations. Make a decision and then just let the decision be the right one and make it work. And then when you reach that place where you're like, yeah, no, this is not working anymore. I'm out of options to make this thing improve or get better. And I'm here now. Where do I go from here? And you make a choice, and then you head in that direction. So this works to free you from your problems, burdens, and suffering by showing you all of the many wonderful blessings in life. This card is the ultimate in manifestation. On every level and every way, it is the complete form of fulfillment. This is a turning point in life. You are ready for this after the South Node journey. This is a turning point in life. Free flowing manifestation of all the good this world has to offer is coming to you. Stay focused on the blessings and you will see them multiply. And so when you choose your words, choose words of gratitude, choose words of encouragement, choose words of in the positive affirmation. Say you find yourself buried in debt. You do not say, oh, I'm buried in debt. I can't afford anything. I can't afford this bill that just came in. I can't afford this. When you say that, well, my goodness, words are spelling. They're magic. They're going to create that. Instead, you say, oh, look, I have a bill to pay. No problem. I'll pay it. I'm not really clear on how that'll happen, but it'll happen. And when you start trusting that, instead of saying, so many times I'm just like, okay, Spirit, well, I have these bills, so let's get them paid. And then I take opportunities that present themselves and I do the work. And sometimes money comes from other ways too, and it just shows up. Sometimes it comes in the form of a discount, or, oh my goodness, my car broke down a couple of years ago and it was the drivetrain. And the money came through in the form of, guess what? You have an extended warranty. Well, woohoo, right? So there you go. Okay, so you have the Chrysocolla. Chrysocolla is this blue and this green. It is your authentic heart. This is where your truth and what you really believe is working together to create this magic. So your throat chakra. This is a very healing energy for your throat chakra. The words you speak are magic. You are creating and manifesting. The question becomes, do you want to create and manifest the fun, good stuff, or the scary, frightening things? It is up to you. And this is also a heart chakra card. So Chrysocolla says, my mind and my body and mind are in balance and I am healthy, right? And so you got mind, spirit, and this is mind, body. So mind, body, and spirit, everything working together. Reduce inflammation, release anger and resentment, right? Anger, resentment, I want to say fear, worries, and anxieties. Let that all go, right? Heal old mental and emotional wounds right here. Improve inner peace, balance mind, body, and emotions. So you're really being invited into this area right now to nurture, to feel nurtured, to feel loved and cared for by the universe. And the way you do that is you notice when something goes right. So start catching the universe doing things right in your life. Because they're doing right things all the time. But when we're fixated and focused on the things that don't appear to be going right, then we lose track of all the good things that are happening. So it's not just about counting the green lights, although I am a big fan of doing that. It is also about noticing that, you know, when the sun comes up in the morning, how beautiful that is. And it's about noticing that today when you put on that shirt that you tried to put on the last week, but last week you were too bloated and didn't look so good this way. Oh, that looks pretty good today. It's about noticing when your hair doesn't do crazy stuff. It's like, all right, I'm having a good hair day, right? It is really sometimes really the small things, but when you catch the universe falling into place and doing things right, when you do that and you make that not just a daily practice, but a moment to moment to moment practice. Okay, I'm sorry I did that. I can only see so much because of the railing on the deck, and I swear I'm like, that looked like a kangaroo, but when I looked, it was like the whole dog, but I guess he was the back legs, and he looked like he was hopping along. Anyway, I digress. Count your blessings. Okay? And then you have this ruby and flushite. This is heart healing. And this card's here. This is heart healing. And so this is about just really believing, Scorpio, how much the universe loves you. And all the things that seem to have just been taken away from you, ripped from your grasp over the last year and a half while the South Node was going through your sign and you were fighting it tooth and nail. I promise you, it was to create space for something even better to come in. And it may be really hard to see that right now. But I think that in a few years when you look back, you'll be like, wow, I wouldn't be this happy if that crappy situation hadn't happened. And so this is calling on you to trust that your higher self is on your side. I guarantee you they are, because you are your own higher self, right? There is an aspect of your higher self that is you, or you that is your higher self. However you want to look at that, I really don't care. You're connected. And just as you would always do everything in your power to do what is good for your children, your higher self is doing that for you. And sometimes what is best for your child is when you tell your child, no, you can't touch that burning hot stove just because it's shiny, right? Sometimes the no is like the answer that you really most need. And it's done with love, and it's done out of care and concern. And so when things that have disappeared from your life, whether it is a job, a relationship, an attitude, a place that you lived, or a dream, or whatever it is, whatever has just seemingly been ripped from your grasp, and I keep seeing you like hanging on and someone pulling something through, and you have rope burn from trying to hang on so tight to that thing that the hand of fate said, please let it go, Scorpio. It really wasn't for you. But I have things so much better over here. So come over here and let me help you heal your hand, your heart. Let's do the soothing. And then let me show you why you needed to let that go. And that's what I feel like you're at right now. So I attract romance filled with divine love. I have a healthy sex life. Whoa, Scorpio. Passion and romance await. I attract romance filled with divine love. I attract romance filled with divine love. Real love, right? I have a healthy sex life. Every Scorpio right now is jumping up and down and cheering. Look, if you do not have a healthy sex life, Scorpio, that makes you feel pretty miserable. So, I have a healthy sex life is a very easy mantra to say all the time. And when you say it, touch your heart and feel what that feels like. The joy of having a healthy sex life, like every Scorpio in the world wants. And everyone who dates a Scorpio wants to have too, or they wouldn't be dating a Scorpio. Okay, sexual and sensual vibrancy. Increased passion for life and relationships. Attract spiritually aligned romance, love, and your soulmate. For those of you that have undergone a relationship transformation, this long and winding road, who sang it? Oh my God, it's like right on the, but it's something of, it's a country group. I can't think of it. I want to say it was like in the early 2000s, like around 2005 or something, where it was about the road, the cracked road or something like that led me straight to you. So whatever that is. I feel like there's somebody right around the corner that's coming in for you, if that's what you're looking for. If what you're looking for is to feel passionate and excited about life in general, again, right around the corner, that's there for you. If what you're looking for is to feel passionate and creative and emotionally satisfied by whatever work you're doing, and I think that's right around the corner. The thing is how do you want to feel? Hold that in your heart space. Really connect into it on the daily, and really think about what that feels like. And then I attract spiritually aligned. This is love, romance, soulmate, but passion for life. So I am passionate about my life. Would be like a really simple way. I am passionate about my life, and I enjoy every aspect of it, and life is fun. And these kind of phrases will help you to bring all that in. And so your heart is being healed. The barriers, the walls that you put around it were tested. I hope you let them come down so that you can be open to real love, self-love, and it looks like the right partner. It's beautiful. All right, Scorpio, I'm on Facebook every day. I'd love to see you over there, really get into the astrology. I'm going to do next week the second half, so that'll be the mid-month. Make sure you hit when you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when that is uploaded. Whew, that was hard to say. And one other thing. Oh, I'm going to do a success video after that. We're going to look at how the personal planets are moving forward, even though all of the outer planets are in retrograde, and how can we use that energy of our personal empowerment to really move forward. And so we're going to pull cards on that and see what Spirit has to say to lead us to greater personal success and manifestation. I'm really looking forward to doing those. All right, you guys take great care. I mean that. Really be good to yourselves. Do the healing that's necessary. Use your words as magic that attracts to you what you want, as opposed to announcing to the universe what you're afraid of and what you don't want, and saying that you live in that energy, because that is creating that experience for you. And I don't want to see you have to do that anymore. All right, you guys take great care. I'll talk to you soon.